David guys here for another Nano Taizai chapter review. We got chapter 172, Two of My Former Friends. Exams are done for me, so I'm back to reviewing it. Live reaction just for last week, so I'm back to old reviews. Anyways, that chapter was really interesting. Two of My Former Friends. And I guess, I don't know, whenever were mentioned that Melidoas was friends with Gloxinia and Dolor, I guess we could have assumed because they were all former Ten Commandments. But it's more than that. I don't know. This chapter was a mainly battle chapter, which was really some really good action in the chapter. Don't get me wrong. But when you think about it, the title has a lot behind the chapter, between the line, that kind of stuff. So interesting. We got to see that kind of, I don't know, kind of former friendship wasn't really there, but we kind of got to saw it with Gloxinia and Melidoas and Dolor. So that was one thing I really enjoyed behind the chapter. Just not for the fighting, but that former friendship that we kind of got. And things aren't always the same. I don't know, something different. But anyways, chapter starts off with Gloxinia stating, "Do you really want to do this, Melidoas? Do you want to fight us? We fought together to defeat the former demon, defeat the Demon King." And Melidoas is like, "Yes. Once you go that way, you don't come back." And then he states kind of why Gloxinia and Dolor joined the Commandments. This is the most that we ever get out of so far of why they're 10 Commandments, the former Fairy King and one of the great descendants of the giants. Melidoas states that Gloxinia lost something even more precious to him than his own life, and that's why he joined the Commandments. And then he says for Dolor that his pride got stomped and destroyed, and that is why he joined. So it's interesting that Nakama Sensei threw those 2 pointers in, but then in the chapter it states that they've been defeated. So I definitely don't think that Gloxinia and Dolor are out of the chapter at all. I mean, out of the fight or out of the series. They definitely have a bigger role to play, for sure. Just maybe they're knocked out as of now. So, anyways, we get to see Melidoas charge and "You've gone that way, you cannot go back." And the Gloxinia is "Watch when you charge it." You saw him as spirit form, first form, I think. Quilion, something like that. I can't pronounce it. But it's a giant U-beam, and it just sends Melidoas flying back. And then we get a page between Hawk, Bond, and we can see "Oh, should we help him? Should we help him?" And Bond was stated, "No." At this point, with Escanor knocked out, obviously Escanor knocked out. The only one who could basically stand up to the Commandments is Melidoas, and if we try to help him, we pretty much can get out in his way. That just pretty much states how strong the Commandments are. And remember, this entire time, the whole Ten Commandment arc, they are at 0 magical power. Their power is still fully sealed, so they can get a lot stronger. Anyway, something else I noticed was behind that the entire chapter going through was carrying Escanor with them, so I really enjoyed that part. We get to see a little bit that Gothier learned what his wrongdoing was, and that he's trying to pay back, I guess, a little bit for what he did to Escanor. So that was nice. So we continue with the group inside the God's Hand. We get everyone talking, how we can get out of this. Matrona's freaking out, and then Gilfrost says, "Oh, I can teleport." And it's interesting Gilfrost said that. His name's Gil Frost, and what? Teleport? Frost? What? But anyways, so we got a little introduction to the power of Gil Frost, really cool. And he basically says that he's gonna teleport everybody. Everyone's cool with that, except for Matrona. Matrona is still worried about her 2 children who way back disappeared. So after Gil Frost helps everyone away, we see that King, Gothier, Escanor, Dan, they're all back in Leon's. Is this Leon's? We don't see about Trona and Dan. And I'm not sure if they would teleport somewhere else or if they're with them. That'll be interesting. But we also see King there, so I don't know about that. So anyways, Meliodas comes flying in with his demon wings. I actually love demons are one of the coolest things ever. I love them. He comes flying in. Gloxiana heals Dolor with like the drop of life. I can't remember the name now. And then Gloxiana summons Julian in his 7th form, and Meliodas is just like Goku Dragon Fist right through the Julian like vine monster and just punches Gloxiana right in the chest. I'm like, oh my god! That was insane. And then as before, Meliodas is about to like slice Gloxiana in half. Dolor comes back, he uses Giga Smash. I think I Giga Dream of Pokemon, I'm not really sure. So he uses Giga Smash, summons meteors, and like and uses Giga Fall, and then Meliodas is getting bounced back from all like the meteors. And then we get some interesting topic with like discussion with Gale Frost and like Elizabeth. It's interesting. Gale Frost talks about like the 10 Commandments should have never been summoned. And we're gonna see like, I just see in the background like, oh, who could have done that? Definitely wasn't, no, it wasn't me. He's just all quiet in the background. And then he just says that like, they are like, there's nothing you can compare them to. Nothing evil is comparable to what the 10 Commandments are. And Elizabeth says, what about Sir Meliodas? Even though he's a former 10 Commandments, he's on our side, he's a good guy. And Gale Frost says that he's the one. He technically says he's the one he's most worried about. And we're gonna see the final page of the chapter. Meliodas cut Dolor again right down the middle, and it says the 10 Commandments, Gloxiana and Dolor have been taken out, and the Grand Festival Tournament has concluded. That's basically the end of the chapter. Next chapter gets more, which is Darkness Descends for chapter 173. So I'm interested about that. Anyways, I'm kind of disappointed of the Grand Festival ending. I don't know, because we got to see like 3 fights in the festival. Like, if that was aiming to like end the a festival, the tournament being abrupted, then why did he show those 3 fights? We got the Lane fight, Lane and Elizabeth fight, the Battle of Meliodas fight, and then we got the King and Diane fight. Even though I love those fights, especially the King and Diane fight, but I really want King and Diane to have a more, like, they gotta have a bigger role in this. But Dolor and Gloxiana, like, I don't know what Nakamura is going for this. I really want to see a tournament when what's gonna happen, but I guess we're gonna move on. I guess the next arc. Not really sure about that. I don't know. So, anyways, my quick thoughts. Really good chapter. I definitely don't think that Dolor and Gloxiana are knocked out of like the series. Along with other Dead Commandments with like Gowlin, and then I can't remember the other girl's name. The one with the Faith girl. Her 10 Commandment was Faith. I definitely don't think those 4 are out for the tournament. I mean, out for the series. They're definitely gonna come back in a way. So, really excited for next week. The chapter title gets me into it, and we also get this chapter title as well with the former friends and stuff, like the inner conflict. It's interesting. What happened 3,000 years ago in that war? That Gloxiana and Dolor joined 10 Commandments, and then 10 Commandments got like sealed up. It's so much we have to know. It's just a lot. Well, anyways, really good chapter. This has been epic, guys. Signing out.